Hi guys. It's been a bit. Life is always very busy for me at the end of the year for whatever reason, and so that was part of it. Part of it is I had a lot of stuff going on top of just being normally busy. I was cross-stitching, I just didn't really feel like filming. I also got sick a couple times. There was a lot of things that were part of that. Winter in Texas is not brutal because it's cold, it's brutal because we get things like mountain cedar and I don't know, other allergens, I'm sure. My allergist tells me that South Texas is one of the worst places in the country for allergy sufferers. So it's been a bit. I've got a lot of stuff to show you, so this might be a long video anyways, but I'm trying to keep it pretty quick, sort of, maybe. This is a different view than you're normally used to seeing, but you can kind of see my mess of a shelf behind me. Ignore that. It is what it is. My craft chair, which is actually like a oversized camping chair. You can see one of the lotions I like there on the little nightstand. Life has changed very radically, which is good. I needed it. I think it helps a lot. But now I have more of a permanent craft setup, which is usually where I'm sitting right now, except I have my camp chair over here. And I can watch TV while I craft, while I cross stitch. Sorry. I also got a Pokemon Gacha watch so that it will catch Pokemon for me while I'm able, or when I have Pokemon Go open, so I don't have to sit there and just be on my phone all the time, which is one of the things that makes it really difficult for me to actually stitch, is I want to be part of this. And since I'm not catching Pokemon right now anyways, I'm going to go ahead and remove that so I don't get distracted by it or lean on it, which I think it doesn't like. Yeah, life has been good. Just very busy, chaotic at times. But yeah, I now have more time to stitch, which is what I love to do. I have more time to hang out with my stitching friends, which I love to do. And yeah, I've been wanting to start filming again for like a month. But I didn't. I waited. So now I'm doing it. Better late than never, right? As far as, so normal, this is a stitch along. I'm Stitchopotamus. I didn't say that at all. Hi, I'm Stitchopotamus. This is a stitch along, Jesus. A Flosstube video. I don't know what number of Flosstube it is. I have zero clue. I will figure it out when I'm editing this. This is my stand for my iPhone, which is up above me, so I can do a little bit of an overhead. And I guess we'll do all the normal stuff, Flosstubey things. We'll do all the normal Flosstubey things on a Flosstube. I'm going to show you some stuff that's changed about how I store cross-stitch related stuff. I think that's a better way of saying it. Then it's not, the way I stitch has not changed at all, except for that I now have a more like dedicated stitching space. But how I hoard, it's the first word that came to my mind, and it's accurate because I have a shit ton of shit. But how I store everything kind of related to patterns, like physical patterns, and floss, DMC floss specifically, has changed a good bit. And I've wanted to show you guys some of the stuff I've been doing since like last year. But I've wanted to show you, right? It is what it is. I will show you regular haul in terms of stuff that I have bought. I'm going to show you obviously what I've been working on the past forever. And I'm also going to show you a big old pile of finishes. Now, some of these finishes are finishes that you've already seen before, like a couple of them at the very least, but a lot of them were finished more recently. I just don't know which ones I've shown you before. I have a guess, but I don't know which ones exactly I've shown you before, because what I normally do, you can see my little stitching cart there, that's normally full. The top shelf is full of stuff I've stitched and folded up and put away on there. So I'm going to do that, then I can put those in a bag so they won't be out undefended, raw in this world. But yeah, I also have some stuff from the most recent stitching retreat that I went to, which was bare bones in January, end of January. If we have time, I'll do that. If this isn't like 3 hours by the time I get all of the rest of that stuff done, I'll do that. And then I'm planning on filming a video next week as well, where I talk about all the new, like, stitching, there's a word for it, like clubs, right? Clubs is probably the wrong word, but like memberships or something like that, where I don't feel like fabric of the month, project bag of the month. So that kind of new stuff from the ones that I already subscribed to. And then if you're interested in it, I'll try to remember to mention this at the end of the video as well. But if you're interested in it, drop me a line and tell me, and I will try to maybe compile a list of clubs, right? Fabric of the month, pattern of the month, whatever it is, not including things, with the exception of one, not including things that are on Patreon, right? So I'm not going to disclude, is that the word? Exclude. There we go. Exclude Nightstalker's floss, because I've been getting his floss and needle minder for an age now. For me, I found that one originally on Etsy. He just like operates it mainly on Patreon is the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to include them just because I think that they're important to include all the ones that I normally use. But I'm going to do like, fabric, Forbidden Fiber Co., BeStitchMe Plus, and some of the other ones I can find. I don't know all of them. I specifically do not submit, it's not the word, subscribe to all of them. ADHD be ADHD. So sorry for the words, not wording. It is what it is. But we'll go ahead and get started with what I'm working on. And this isn't all of my whips, I should say that. I didn't include anything that I technically started last year and didn't finish. So those things are still in my, I have my, I don't know, I showed it a couple, probably last year, the fireproof box I have that has all of my, whips in it. Maybe one day I'll go do a whip parade, but I didn't include the ones I started last year, but just the ones that I've probably, or definitely have started since you saw me last, or have worked on since you saw me last, right? And then a lot of those are also finishes as well. So we'll talk a little bit about plans, all that kind of fun stuff. Yep. I think I mentioned everything. The stash, the only thing I think I might have forgotten was that the stash, I'm going to show you just stuff that I've randomly bought, just because lots of people like that. And then if I have time, I'll do the stash from Bare Bones, and then if not, that might be its own video or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see how far we get, right? We'll see how far we get. So whips. Let me make sure that this camera is still doing good. I didn't start it, but it is now started, and you can see my little thing. I'm sorry if it gets annoying. Hopefully it gets cropped out just naturally anyways. But this is what I've currently been working on. These are the whips I'm currently trying to keep current with. Bad English, but it's okay. This is, I'm going to move these guys out of the way so we can see kind of flat. This is Song of the Seasons by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. It is a stitch along, and we're about halfway done. This is finished for now. I am all caught up. I like it so far. I like that it doesn't have a whole bunch of backstitching, even though I do quite like backstitching. I like how many colors. I love that this, I'm assuming he's a crow. He looks like a crow to me. Maybe he's a raven. Ravens tend to be a bit more blue. I don't know. But I love that he's sitting on a pumpkin. I love the swan is really pretty. So what I've assumed is that it's kind of separated into seasons, which would make sense, right? There's 4 of them. So I'm assuming this is more of a summer, right? We got a blue jay. We got a parrot of some sort. I'm not quite sure which one. Maybe a robin. I'm not quite sure which one this one is. I'm not up on my birds, right? Then we have a crow or a raven, a swan, and what I'm assuming is some sort of pheasant. Again, I am not a bird scientist. But I like it. I like that the colors of these flowers are different. I like the little frame is really pretty. It made it a little bit easier to count it too, because I just did white first, because white had drastically more stitches than any other color, and it was easy to count because I could just count every other. It made things a little bit easier to do it that way. So if you end up starting this late, maybe even, you can make it a little bit easier for you by starting with white. Ignore my tape. I'm not going to apologize for it. It makes my life easier, so I'm not going to apologize for it, but ignore my tape. It's the easiest way to do it. I hate hand basting. It is not my vibe. All right, so this one is, and this fabric is Weigert Sand Even Weave, and the threads are all DMC. The threads come in like a little pre-packaged thing for a lot of Caterpillar cross stitch stitch alongs. This is the meager start I've made on the year-long stitch along from Steady Thread. I've done one every year for the past couple years. I don't know if this one's going to happen. We'll see. If I can catch everything up, and I'm pretty close to catching everything up, I might just spend a whole bunch of time working on these. I almost always do 2. I've done 2 the past couple years. Because she always provides like a really broad range of different possibilities, like different patterns, different themes, right? And so this one has, I like the way it's set up, because you're going to do like, this is a center box for this one, but you're going to do these big boxes, and each week is part of that box, right? And so you're kind of building these little boxes with different patterns, right? And there's floral ones and leaves. I want to say it's called floral and leaf, or flower and leaf. And then there's more geometric shapes. So what I'm planning on doing is the floral one here on this fabric, which is Stillwater Lugana by Forbidden Fiber Co. And I'm using, I don't remember what I'll look up the thread color. But I'm using this brown thread. These are from Dying for Cross Stitch. I do know that. I bought them in like 50-yard hanks or something like that for another stitch along that I never finished, and we'll probably end up having to frog out and keep the fabric type of thing. Because that's definitely, that is Flown the Coop. That was the Fox and Rabbit stitch along, year-long stitch along from last year. And so I bought all of these colors because it's huge. It's massive. I think I have it on like a full half yard because it was so massive. I only got a little bit done, and it's just, I don't think I can even get the pattern anymore. So we're not going to worry about that. I'll just frog out when I get a chance. I'm going to do the floral one on, again, Stillwater, and then this one, which I want to say is called Carrot Cake. And then the more, not meteoric, geometric, well, somewhere in there. Geometric one on Quartzite by Forbidden Fiber Co. It's also Lugana. Lugana is my favorite. Most things I'm going to try to do on Lugana, especially when it comes to Blackwork, rather, because it just seems to sit better. So this is, I want to say this one was like a wine themed color, something to that effect. I'll have to look it up. But I have 50 yards of each of these, so I should have more than enough, because my last time I did, or last year's versions of these, I had like a leftover from some black silk, and I'm still not done with that black silk. I still used it in other things, so 50-yard hanks will get you pretty far. And then this is just red Cosmo, I believe, that I'm using to do the outline to make my life a little bit easier. So year-long stitch along by Steady Thread. It is a Blackwork thread. You can find it for free on Facebook up until the very end of the year when she puts them on her website. I've done 2 of them, well, 4 of them technically. I've done 2 years, 4 of them already, and they're just so much fun, and they're so easy to do. Like they're just really one of those vibes that you can just kind of get behind, and you don't have to worry about it too much. So let's do the one. So maybe this one will get caught up now that I look at this. This one isn't a stitch along. This one is from Fat Quarter Shop. This is one of their stitch along or stitch quarterlies. This one is from last year's Christmas. Obviously, it's super pretty. I've enjoyed doing it so far. It's mostly with it's not Classic Colorworks. One of those like overdyed kind of colors, or not overdyed, but fancy flosses. And so I really like it. I actually don't always like opal, especially not opal Ada or Ida, whatever you want to call it. But I've liked this one so far. It's not too scratchy. The problem with opal is I feel like it's always a lot stiffer, even when you've been using it for a bit. So this one is not a stitch along. This one will get done when it gets done. And it's not going to complain about it. I don't know where this came from. I don't know. It's okay. It's fine. You know what? It's from this. That makes sense. Okay. And this is only like 4. This Stitch Quarterly is only like 4 colors. So it should go pretty quick. Like I'm already building quite a bit of it. But it will get done when it gets done. So these are also currently running stitch alongs. I feel like that's all of them. That's weird. It's been a long time since I've had this much, or this few, backwards, this few stitch-alongs running at the same time, current stitch-alongs. So this one is In Our Dreams We Were Dancing, I believe is the full name. I just have been calling it In Our Dreams, by Quarternion Designs. I always mess up her name, I feel so bad. But I love all of her stitch-alongs. I've done like at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 now. I love them. I think they're fantastic. They're so much fun to do. And so this one is the 2nd or 3rd of the dragon sals that she's done, dragon themed sals. So I'm going to end up eventually hopefully doing the other 2 just so I have a full set, right? This is also my first project with sulky threads. Let me make sure you can see those. Yeah, you can see it just fine. Okay. This is my first one with sulky threads, which I've really enjoyed. I've really enjoyed it. I find that it is very easy. Sulky threads feel a tiny bit different on the fabric. I don't mind it. Some of my friends have said that they don't really particularly like it. But so far, I love it. So far, I think it's really fun. I love a good monochrome with pops of color thing because I feel like it works up, or it feels like it works up faster. I don't know if that's really true or not. But this one is with 3 different colors of sulky threads. The like primary black one, which I bought in like a big spool. For those of you who don't know, let me actually say this. I'll probably show you some sulky threads that I bought recently trying to find the right colors for this. And because I like to hoard shit. Sulky threads are on a spool. I'll be right back. Alright. This is not the ones for this pattern, but sulky threads are on a spool, and so hopefully you can see that pretty well. I'm going to lay it down, maybe it won't be too shiny. Each, like, it's one strand is meant to be 2 strands of like regular DMC, and I think that's true. I think it has pretty good coverage. It looks about what my DMC would look like. I just like it. So far it's been really good. I can use thread wax on it pretty easily, and yeah. So this one's all cut up. We'll see. It stayed up there, so that's all that matters. This is on Onyx Lugana by Under the Sea Fabrics. I don't remember what this Ada was from. It's probably Zweigert or something like that. It's whatever came in the kit. This is from Under the Sea Fabrics. This is Onyx in 28 count Lugana. Again, that is my fave. And with sulky threads. So all caught up, and I'm working on it. So working on keeping it that way, I should say. This one is set around like this. This one is Obsessulated, which is a really hard word for me to say. It's a Wicked themed cell from Forbidden Fiber Co. And it's using all Forbidden Fiber Co. flosses, which are usually pretty subtle in their their variegation, which I like. There's a little bit more variegation on this yellow, but it's even that's pretty hard to see. It is a lot of not a lot of blackwork, a lot of back stitching. So you can see the ones that I already had done. I had like three done, and now I'm doing like 4, I think. Here I have probably another 300 stitches of cross stitching, and then I'll have to go through and do all the back stitch. I like it so far. I'm not not obsessed with Wicked, but one of the things I like about Forbidden Fiber Co. is that they have a really broad range of the different fandoms that they tend to design for, because that's what they do. They tend to design for fandoms. So I have one for the Fourth Wing books, the Empyrean books. That was their stitch along last year. And I have like a couple different Marvel ones. I have Sandlot, which I think is super fun. So I just like that I can have fandom stitching without it being like, I think for me, what I would consider to be a little bit too much, right? To borrow a word from the kids, a little cringe. I find that I just have a hard time with the really like this is just an image from the movie. Like design is not. I need something with some design to it, I guess, is what I'm saying. But I like it so far. I like a lot of it. I have said already today, but I tend to prefer, or not prefer, but I enjoy backstitching. I know that's like super unpopular. It's a hot take in the cross stitch community, but it is what it is. But I like it. I like Blackwork and backstitching. I don't know why I keep trying to use those interchangeably. They're not really interchangeable. But all in all said, I like it. I know that's hot take, but this is on white chocolate 28 count Lugana from Forbidden Fiber Co. And look how big this piece is. It's a full fat quarter. So I'm wondering, so far it's fit perfectly. Like, as you can see, like the margins are almost perfect. So I'm wondering if this is just something that like it will fill the whole thing or not. Like, it's huge. This is much bigger than the one from or I'm assuming anyways. I haven't finished the one from, I don't know, I'd have to look for it. The one for the Empyrean style that they did last year. So we'll see. We'll see how big it gets. But so far, I'm liking it. Quite cute. I dig it. That is all of my whips that I'm currently working on. Right? Not all the things that I've done. All the whips that are still sticking around, but all the whips I'm currently working on. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go grab my giant pile of finishes, because it is quite hefty. Okay. In no particular order, my giant pile of finishes. And I'll just have to keep checking on these as I go. Alright. This one I did because I thought we were going to have a Valentine smalls exchange with all my stitching friends. We didn't end up having it, but it was easy and quick and worked up really cute. They're sock puppets. They're adorable. I do know that there's actually some backstitching I need to do for this. I just have not remembered to do it, so I'll finish it eventually. This is 16 count Ada from Under the Sea Fabrics in Aina, I believe, or Aina. It's just a really subtle pink, and I thought it was really cute, so eventually this will get finished, because I'm sure I'll use it for a small. Maybe I'll do it for the retreat in June. This is one of 2, and they're not in order, so I'll just have to come back. This is one of 2 steady thread stitch-alongs from last year. This one is the more geometric patterns, and they filled the whole circle. This is on 28 count daguerreotype, or antique daguerreotype Lugana from Witch's Garden Crafts, with a black silk from Dying for Cross Stitch, which I told you a little bit earlier is the one that I'm still working on it. I still got plenty of it in there. I probably still have. I've probably used less than 20 yards of 50-yard ink, but hey, now I know. And I've used it for other things, so it's being used, and that's all that matters. Again, year-long Blackwork style by Steady Thread for 2025, one of 2. One of 2. And this one is Twigs and Tea. Yeah, Twigs and Tea by Fine Frog Stitching. This was their fall stitch along from last year. I finished it by the end of the year, I think. I really like it. It's just so cute. I love this little patterned tablecloth. Needs to be stretched and steamed and all that kind of stuff, but I love it. I think it's really cute. It is on 16 count Tea Time Ada from Witch's Garden Crafts, which is the called for linen, and I'm just avidly awaiting, eagerly awaiting the next stitch along from Fine Frog. They have not posted one yet. Please satisfy me. I don't know what that means, but please do it. Anyways, so this one's done. It's super cute. I just love all of her stitch-alongs because they're so unique looking. They're easy to catch up on, and they're just not, like, normal's the wrong word, but they're just really interesting. So, like it. This is also from Forbidden Fiber Co. Using Forbidden Fiber Co. floss. And the fabric is 28 count Lugana in Middle Earth from Forbidden Fiber Co. This was the like the 12 Days of Hobbit Stitch Mystery Kit. Stitch On's probably a bit too bit strong, but they do one every year. I did the one from last year, which was, I believe, for the first movie, and this one's the second movie, which would make sense. I love it. It's super cute. I love the way these little like spider webs came out. They actually look a lot better than I thought they would. I love all the little dwarves. I just saw a waist knot that I need to get rid of, but I'll do it later. Oh no, that's just backstitching. Sometimes you just don't know. But yeah, I love it. I love it a lot. I love it a lot. I love Lake Town and Schmaug. But that one was from December. I did that one in December. This one is Toad Ghoul Terrarium by Noctiflora Designs, and this is on 28 count Lugana and Midnight from Witch's Garden Crafts, and it's using mostly DMC. Well, it's all DMC, but this is also a fluorescent DMC, which, let me tell you, is a pain in the ass. I will find something similar next time. I'm not going to do DMC fluorescence again. It frayed like a motherfucker. It really did. Sorry for the bad cuss words. I cuss a lot. It is what it is. It frayed like a motherfucker, and I love the way it looks. It looks really cool, but every so often I see it, I'm like, God, it looks so messy, because I had little frayed bits, but it still looks good. She does a lot of like kind of weird florals, right, or weird fauna, and I just really like it. I like how creepy these eyes are. It's just good. It's good. This one I finished probably by the end of last year. Probably. It was a couple months late, most likely, but probably by the end of last year. This one you probably have already seen. This was the, it is by Tiny Modernist. It was like the Halloween, like retro Halloween or something like that. Sal. It's really cute. I like it. I used, I think I used Forbidden Fiber Co floss for this as well, so because I didn't want to buy the variegated, and this is, I mean, it's like subtly variegated and it works. This one you probably have seen. You may not. I can't remember. Which is why I'm doing this. This is on 28 count Lugana. I want to say it's called Sand, or something similar. I want to say it's a Weigert, perhaps. It was an odd one because before, when I first started working with it, it was really kind of slick, the fabric was, and so it was like sliding through my hands to some extent, but it was fine once it softened up a little bit. So, Halloween Sal from last year by Tiny Modernist. This one is Forbidden Fiber Co as well. This is the Advent Day Sal. And I really liked it. So far, I mean, this is probably, this is the first Advent Day, Sal that I've done from them, I think. I might have done it last year, I can't remember. Or 2 years ago, I can't remember. But, I really liked it because it came with all these cool little, like, kitschy things and little books and just all that kind of stuff. This is my little rubber ducky from not the Stitch On. Stitching Retreat. But I liked it. It was a lot of fun. It was interesting because you really had no clue what it was until you got closer. Like, I figured this was a house, but I kind of figured it was like a toy house of some sort. Because it was in the way it was. I would, like, all this stuff is so big. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's just hard. But it's really pretty. I thought it was great. This was the fabric that came with it. It's a 28 count Lugana by Forbidden Fiber Co, but I don't remember what it's called, to be honest with you. So there we go. Sometimes they're easy to remember, sometimes they're not. This one, I'm gonna make sure you can see this one. You can see most of it, and that will have to work. This is the Mythical Creatures Sal from Climbing Goat Designs, and it is on 16 count Ada in Mythical, I think it was what it was called, by Afterglow Designs as well, Afterglow Studio, which is the called for. I really like it. I dig it a lot. Sorry, I keep bouncing my computer a little bit when I go and open it back up again, but if I can't see myself, I feel like I don't know what's happening. We are 30 minutes in BTW. It is what it is. We'll get through as much as we can. But I like this one a lot. This one was a lot of fun. This dragon was a lot of fun, though I had to like rip out his body a couple different times, I think. This mermaid were the last two that I did. It was very much supposed to be done by like October, and I don't think I finished it to the beginning of this year, but it is what it is. I'm releasing myself from guilt. I don't know why I would feel guilty. I feel guilty because I feel like I'm not keeping up, but it is what it is. Very cute, very cute, very done, very done. This is the Stitch Along, the Fall Stitch Along from Stay Platinum. This is Ghoulish Grange. This one also was supposed to be finished by like November last year and didn't get finished until beginning of this year sometime. This one was a blast. I love her styles so much. They're so cute. I'm going to be starting the new one, which is Snail's Hollow, I believe. If I think about the right person. We'll find out. I think it's by the right person. Now I have to figure out. Bear with me. Snail's Hollow is by Stitch Crypt. I'm incorrect. Snail's Hollow is by Stitch Crypt. Very sorry. This is Stay Platinum. Stitch Crypt is Snail's Hollow, which last time I did a Snail's... Nope. Last time I did a Stitch Crypt Sal, it was the Study in Skulls Sal from a couple years ago. So, I'm very excited about it. It looks like it's going to be super cute. And I have the fabric for it. And I just need to kit it up, and I need to start on the frame. But I have like a month, so I'm probably going to start on it, and then maybe I'll do some of the Blackwork that I was talking about earlier. I love it. Every time she does one of these is super cute, though. I love this little cow. This guy, I forget what he's called. It's Snallygaster, I think is what it was called. The fabric is named after him. The fabric, by the way, is from Black Dahlia Designs. It is a 16 count Ada in Snallygaster, if I remember correctly. And this is apparently like rural Pennsylvania, or like up northeast somewhere. And apparently he eats sheep. But the sheep are super cute. So, I love these little pumpkins. Just adorbs. Adorbs. I also have to start for this one too. So maybe I won't be getting to that Blackwork anytime soon. We'll see. This one is the Little Christmas Shops Sal from Spruce Craft Co. And they have a new one that's Fiesta Food Truck. Or Food Truck Fiesta, which I think is super cute. So I'll be doing that one. We'll be getting into Fiesta here in a couple months, or a month, so that'll be fun. I'm from San Antonio, in case you didn't know, so Fiesta is the thing that San Antonio does. But this is really cute. This was fun. I liked the way, like, the back stitch worked with everything. They're super small. I kind of almost wish I had spaced them out and I could do, like, ornaments, but I didn't think about it. I wasn't sure how big it was going to be. So they're cute. They still look good in, like, a little frame, if I ever finish it. Which is probably not going to happen, so... All finished. That one was almost on time, I think. Sort of. This is also from Spruce Craft Co. This is, this one you've probably already seen, actually. This one is, what was it called? Colourpop Blackwork Style, I believe, by Spruce Craft Co. This one was finished June last year, so you probably have already seen this one. It is on Tiramisu Ada in 16 count by Under the Sea Fabrics. This one was a Nightstalker's floss, Opal Lugana, and I want to say it was like Midnight or Storm or something like that. I bought it a long time ago, so I thought it worked out well for that. But this one is Tiramisu, and it is with DMC. And again, it was completed probably June last year, so you probably already saw that one. This is the temperature, one of my 2 temperature styles, which they're right after each other from last year. I was going to start one this year, and I just don't think that I can do those again. There's just too much stuff to keep up with. But this one is on, it's like Vintage Rose, and this one's Vintage Blush or something like that. These are both linens. They're both 32 count linens, I believe, from Forbidden Fiber Co. This is the Fair Isle Temperature Style by Snarky and Modern from last year. It is completed. It is very small as well, so I think it would be a cute little frame, kind of to go on like a gallery wall or something like that. Again, we'll probably never finish it, but that's okay. It is completed, so that's all that matters. This one is really hard to see all of it, but this is it was tiny stitchery, and it is like a lunar or moon phase temperature cell. So you can see it's San Antonio. We are hot. We are quite hot. Next time I do one of these, even if it's this one, which every color was like 10 degrees, I'm going to split them up and make it so it's a little bit more interesting. Because I mean, I have like this month, all red. Most of this month red. So not as interesting as it could be, but I still liked doing it. And it did make it a little bit easier to do it that way, to be honest. But tiny stitchery, moon phase Sal. This one is Lola Crow's last one. Lola Crow. This is Extraordinary Birds. This one was done summerish last year, I think. So you might have already seen this one as well. This was Sand Dune in a 32 count linen by BeStitchMe Plus, or BeStitchMe rather. I don't know why I want to add plus to the end of that. So you probably already seen this one, but this one was fun and I need to put it away. So I love my little hummingbirds up here. I love this peacock. The way this peacock worked up is really stiff, but it's still really pretty. I loved this guy. I thought he was really interesting. I like that he's more of a dinosaur. He's also more of a dinosaur. I don't know if you can see him, but he's more of a dinosaur. So, all done. All done. This one you probably already saw as well. This one was done by like October-ish last year. So you may have just seen it. Maybe something like that. Make sure you can see it. Good. Okay. This is Book of the Poison Garden by Living on a Rainbow. I think so. Living on a Rainbow. Next time that she does one of these, this is going to become a book once I actually do finish it. Next time she does one of these, I'm going to be jumping on it because it was a lot of fun. I love the, it wasn't Krennic, it was Petite Treasure Braid. Petite Treasure Braid, and then DMC for the most part. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I like the way that this turned out, so super cute. This was on like Country Mocha or something like that. Vintage Country Mocha by Swigert, I think. Linen. And then this is just white 18 count Ada. And this is the book cover. So, A Guide to Growing Your Sinister Garden. Very cute. I like this little skull. Very cute. This one you most likely didn't see because this was the fall Stitch Along by Witch's Garden Crafts, and this is on Wheat, I believe, by Stitch's Garden Crafts in a 16 count. This is a Samhain Samhain Stitch Along. Turned out really good. It was really fast to work up. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, lots of fun. Super cute. No backstitch, which is always, oh no, there's a little bit of backstitch, but not a whole lot. I like it. I like it a lot. So I like her skirt is really cool. But there's that. This is the other version of the Blackwork Stitch Along, year-long Stitch Along from Steady Thread. This is the botanical one where they're like little flowers. I liked it a lot. It's very cute. This is with Medieval Thread by I'll have to look it up. Stitchy Stuff. Medieval Thread by Stitchy Stuff. It's a variegated, fancy floss. So, and this is on Grail in 28 count Lugana by Witch's Garden Crafts. Very cool, very cool. This one you may have already seen finished as well. Oh, I thought that was upside down for a second. This one you've probably already seen as well. This was the Ghostbusters Stitch Along by Olivia and Lee Studios. A lot of fun. I'm pretty sure I've already showed you this one, but I like the way the etoile looks. Very cute, very cute, very cute. This is on Mistletoe, perhaps 20. This is linen, so 32 count linen. Yeah, probably 32 count linen. By Forbidden Fiber Co. But I want to say it was called Mistletoe or Deck the Halls, something like that. It was Christmas themed, which it doesn't look like a Christmas themed thing, but it was. It was. This is another Quarternion Creations. I said it two different ways this time. This one was the last one from fall. This was Forest Folklore. No, Burrow Tales. Burrow Tales. Forest Folklore, Forest Fairy Tales, something like that was another one. Like I said, I like these monochrome patterns with these big bright colors. This is all DMC, and it is on Series by Under the Sea Fabric in 28 count Lugana. I love it. I love this little wolf. I love this little badger. I love that this, I don't know if you can see, this little mole is doing a spinning thread. It's just so cute. Everything about it is adorbs. Adorbs. This is another one. We're almost done. This one is another one from Spruce Craft Co. This was Petal Parade. It is also another Blackwork Stitch, Blackwork Stitch one. This one took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to. And this is also where I used the extra, or used some extra of the black silk, because this is all silks. All the colors are BeStitchMe plus silks. BeStitchMe silks. I'm gonna keep doing it. BeStitchMe silks, and then the black is that black silk from Dying for Cross Stitch. So this was done not too far off. I think I was only like a couple weeks late on this one. So, but it's done, and that's all that matters. And then this is the most recent one that I have finished. This one I might be a bit hard to see in the light, but this is the Halloween stitch along. It's a free stitch along from Snarky and Modern Cross Stitch or Embroidery on Facebook, and the fabric is from Afterglow Studios, and so is the threads. These are overdyed threads. So very cute, very pretty. I quite like it. These little skeletons, if they might be hard to see, but they're super cute. I love it. Very fun, and completed just beginning of last week, I think. So give me 2 seconds. We're going to talk about things that I've done to change how I store my hoard. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So this is the first one. This is my hanging file box, I guess is probably the best way of saying it, of DMC. Oh, it broke. That sucks. I broke off one of my little bits. But anyways, these, I can always probably order another one, but these I'll have to put where I got them from, because I don't remember anymore, in the description box, right? But they have, let's see, might be able to see them a bit better here. They have the DMC numbers, right? And this is enough spaces for a full set. However, I don't have a full set, as you can see. But so far I'm liking this a lot better. It is a lot easier to kit up something. And I don't have to go looking through, because I was using Kumihimo bobbins, I think is what they're called. They're like little plastic bobbins that fold down over, like you pop them and they fold down over the floss. And the problem with that is that, one, the stickers were always falling off, and two, I had them in a bag and I would just have to go through and dig and find them, right? If I assumed that I had used it recently, right? Which some of the colors I can tell you that I have, right? Some of the colors I have no clue, right? And so this I like because, again, I can just pull this up and I can say, okay, so I don't have any ecru on here, but I know that ecru is probably on a project somewhere because I use it a lot. You know, all of these, I can probably say that, right? I don't know why there's a blanc and a white, because for me they're the same thing, but maybe I'm just uneducated. I don't know. But this way I can just pull and it's just easy. They don't get messy. They don't get, you know, frayed up. They just stay nice and clean. And this looks cute. It looks nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. This is not completely finished. I'm not quite sure if I like the way it's set up right now. But this is where I'm keeping all of my patterns. I went with legal because I thought I'd need legal, but I actually probably don't. But I also just bought legal, so maybe I'm not going to worry about buying letter size, but I have all my patterns. So this file folder, for instance, has all of the free patterns that I've received from different things, or patterns that were part of like admin boxes or something like that. Right now it's organized by designer. So like, for instance, this is all of my JetX patterns, the physical patterns, right? So far, this is at least keeping them neat, because right before this, they were in that little plaid box down there on that shoulder, or down there by my shoulder, rather, and they were impossible, to be completely honest. They were just in there. There's no organization, so this is better. I have some new patterns that I'll show you guys here in a second, and I'll be adding them to this, but yeah. Much better, much easier, but I don't know if I like the legal orientation. Okay, stash time. So, first things first, the absurdly large amount of silky threads I have bought recently. About a month ago, most of them. And I didn't buy them all at the same time, but I might as well have done, to be honest. But I was again looking for, this one I didn't buy. This one was the one that came with my mystery box from last year's Stitching Sirens. So, except for this top one, I think, because I'm not keeping them together. But anyways, I'm going to have to find a way to organize these instead of just sticking them in this bag. But these are all my silky threads. Silky threads. And this is the only thing bad about silky, is that you have to buy little sets without, I mean, there's no conversion chart as far as I know. There's no conversion chart as far as I know for silky threads. I'm pretty positive that this one here goes here, because these are the ones that I was looking for, the variegated floss that's on In Our Dreams style. So I'm pretty sure that one goes there, and there's probably another one hiding somewhere. This one. Okay, so I bought all these flosses, right? And then I ended up just using the ones that were already in this one box that I already had. Yeah, as you do. So this is all of the sulkies that I have. I do like them so far. I mean, I have no issues with them. They're very easy to work with. As you can see, it's a little spool. This is a 12 weight, 100% cotton spool, and I want to say each spool is I forget how much each one is. The black one that I'm working on with, the black spool that I'm working on for In Our Dreams is like 56 yards or something like that. And I want to say these are like 30 something yards. I'll have to double check and put it down here if I can. Yeah. I don't remember how much these cost. Oh, 50 yards per spool. So the other one must be like 300 yards or something like that, because it's quite a bit bigger. So 50 yards per spool. But yeah, I've liked them so much so far. I've got lots of pretty colors. And next time I want to use silky threads, I'll have some stuff to pick from. So I think I'll only probably use silky threads when it is a situation where the like there's only a couple colors. Just because I think it's a little bit much. Again, there is no, I'm all over the place when I'm talking about this, apparently. I don't know if I'm just all on Twitter, but because of the way these are sold, and the fact that there is no like color conversion chart for silky threads, and there's probably not going to ever be like a full master set of silky, because it's just so, like, these are just curated little bundles, right? I'm sure there's some of these are like baseline that are always part of the line, but most of them are probably not, right? There's one that was like, this one was autumn, I think. This one might have been autumn, I don't remember. But because of the way they're sold, and because of the fact that there's no color conversion, I don't foresee that I will ever fully like do a full project with lots of different colors with silky, because that would be, one, very expensive, and two, difficult to kit up, right? So instead, I'm probably only going to use it on projects where there's like 1 or 2 colors or 3 colors or something like that, where I can keep them together, they will look good together, but I'm not trying to switch things out the entire time, because it was even a little bit difficult to do that with trying to figure out which variegated floss I was going to use. My puppy Bowie's here, so if you hear him be fussy, he's being fussy. He hasn't fussed yet. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. But yeah, so these are all the sulky threads I've bought recently. All the sulkies. We are at 51 minutes, so we probably won't get into the stitching retreat stuff. We'll probably do that next time. It's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And I need to find a better way to store these. So you might see that next time too. Let's do these. These were from fabric grab bags. I'm sure it's not all of the fabric grab bags I bought, because I bought it a couple different times. I have 2 puppies up here. One of them is a little bit quieter. So these are all kind of random, you know, I don't know if you've ever gotten a Forbidden Fiber Co. grab bag, but you buy them and it's usually like, they come packaged like this, and so it's like a certain number of yardage. I want to say it's like, I don't remember, but it's usually equates out to like 5 or 6 like yards, or 5 or 6 types of fabric. 5 or 6 cuts of fabric, right? And they come packaged like this. So this is probably one, though I think I did take a couple for the steady thread, so this isn't even all that would have been in this, maybe, I don't remember, but come like this. Sometimes they have names, sometimes they don't. So we have peaches and creams in 1/4 of a yard. We have sea smoke in 1/4 of a yard. We have maple sugar. We have hazelwood, and we have taupe of the morning. And those are all Belfast linen, 32 counts. 32 count linens. Oh no, that's not true. We have a Lugana, and a Lugana. So this one might have been from my stash anyways. We'll see. You might see that one twice then. These are all Luganas, and that one's a 32 count linen. And then this is also a packet of Luganas as well. We have an unnamed 1/8 of a yard. So again, sometimes I don't have any names. Sometimes they're oopsies, to be honest. So I'm actually going to try to, nope, I'm not going to try to stick those where they go, because that's in the way. Alright. I might be missing something for this. I can't remember. But this is the little accoutrement I got for, from Stitch Crypt for the Snail's Hollow Sal. So I feel like there's something more, but it was something like, oh, and then this little guy. There might be another sticker that got hidden. Maybe. It's possible. But these are for the Snail's Hollow Stitch Along by Stitch Crypt. And then this is going to be with Mycenae, is the fabric that I bought these from Under the Sea Fabric. So this is 28 count Lugana in Mycenae for that. And then I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get that one. So I forget which color this one, but I got a 1/4 of a yard, or I think it was a 1/4 of a yard, fat quarter of this color as well, which I want to say was something like Beach Walk, or no, it wasn't Beach Walk. Beach Walk is like a gray color. Forgive the crinkles. Sandbar is this one. So this one is just extra now. I bought it because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get Mycenae, and then I asked Leslie over at the shop over at Under the Sea Fabrics if they were going to be doing more Mycenae, and she said yes, they just have to wait a little bit. So I went ahead and got one of those. She was nice and set it aside for me, and then I got little accoutrements that comes with that little needle minder, a little snail friend. He's very cute. Sorry for the noise. He's very cute. Boo boo, be careful. He's messing with my very well organized piles of stuff. Be careful, Bubba. Every so often I go on, she doesn't always have, every so often I go on Craftigurumi and I buy more thread wax. This time I just bought the scents that I like. So, you know, you have to buy a certain amount to get free shipping, so I always try to buy that amount. These are some of my favorite scents. Currently, I am using Lemba Spread. That's the one I'm currently using. I was using Gandalf's Pipe for a really long time. And then Lost Woods. These are my favorites. There's probably a couple more that are hanging around somewhere. I just don't know where they are. But these are my favorites. And Prancing Pony, Gandalf's Pipe. It's ironic that most of them are like Lord of the Rings themed. But I do like them. They're very smelly goody. They're very smelly goody. What are you doing, you sneaky boy? You want to come here? You want people to see you? This is Boo Boo. He's so cute. So cute. What? He doesn't like it when I ignore him, so I'm going to try not to ignore him. And then lastly but not leastly, I have some patterns. So we'll do these ones first. These are the three of the, I won't say there's like maybe 6 patterns, but these are Maidens by Fabled Hollow. Last year for Nashville, I bought the Maiden of Chronomancy, I believe. And then this year I went ahead and bought the Maiden of Autumn, I want to say it was called, as well as the Maiden of the Shades, which the shop already had, but I just went ahead and bought it. So these are 3 that I didn't have yet. This is the Maiden of the Cosmos, which I think is gorgeous. I love this one. So pretty. I love her hair. I love the little bees. I love the way the string of beads is there. A little halo. Very pretty, very pretty, very pretty. And then this one is the Maiden of Summer. I just love it. It's very pretty. These are the kind of fancy ladies I like. I like fancy ladies that have a little bit of edge. So eventually I want to be able to do these. We'll see how long that takes me. And this is just from, I bought them from Stitch Kitten. So I put that there so I could remember. And these will go in my new folio of patterns. This one I bought just because I saw it at the shop and because I love dinosaurs. This is Jurassic Quaker by Meridian Designs, and it's very cute. I actually didn't realize this. I already have some Meridian Designs patterns, but very cute. I have a whole bunch of stuff coming from Nashville, so that will probably be in the next Flosstube I do. And that being said, I'll probably see y'all next week because I will have to do all the other stuff I have before I put it away. We'll see. We'll see if I put it away. That's really the answer to that. Or not the answer, but that's the reality of that. Because I probably won't put it away. But I'm going to try to make sure I put this stuff away today. Thank you for hanging in there and you know, coming back to see me even though I'm flaky and don't always come in when I'm supposed to. If this was a job, I'd probably have been fired. But the whole point of doing this is because I like to do it, not because it's a job. So let me know if you need anything, and I'll see you next time. Bye!